Let's go. Bright lights, superstars, visitors are home teams, sports fans cheering loud. You can hear they souls scream in the huddle sports. That's the theme for the analysts, the realest in the game. All truths with no counterfeits. Super E, Zone 3, Ed in the goo. Yo, ready, set, break, coming live to your plane. Let's go. In the huddle.
Welcome in the huddle, man. We got a special show for y'all today in the house, man. We got the boy Ed, but we got a very special guest in the house today. We got a mental health counselor, mental health therapist, mental health advocate in the house. We got the man himself, Mr. Drew Gordon, in the house today to bring us some education and some awareness to mental health. Drew, how's it going, bro?
All is good, man.
All is good, man.
Drew Ski.
Hey, thanks for having your boy, man.
Thank you for coming on the show, man. It's good to have somebody like you in our network.
Good.
And we just gonna, take it from the top, Drew. I know your backstory, but for the people that may be interested in you and your services, tell them how you got into mental health and why is this such a subject you're so passionate about?
Awesome. So, as you all know, your boy is a Wildcat, FESU.
FESU.
Hey, so I started off in biology, and my mom, like most people's parents, probably signed him up. You know what I mean? So my mom signed me up for education, and I was like, I don't want to be no teacher, but eventually I became a school counselor. Yeah. So then I joined. I started biology, and I was like, I ain't really feeling this, and so I started talking to my girl, Vonda Teague. And Vonda was like, I'm doing psychology. So I was like, okay, cool. Recently, at that time, my dad had just committed suicide, second semester of my freshman year. And so I was like, cool, I understand the brain, understand the mind, so maybe I can understand what was going on with him. And so, I fell in love with psychology and understanding human behavior, and I pursued my master's in school counseling. And I wanted to be a school counselor because I felt like, if I can catch kids in elementary or middle school, I might be able to save some lives. And so I've been a middle school counselor for 8 years. I continued that path, did mental health counseling as far as outside of the school, and eventually got my license last year in July. And now I'm a LPC, a licensed professional counselor. And so now I can see my own clients, but also, do groups, families, couples, whomever needs the help, man. I'm definitely here and available to help.
Dope. I know now, us blacks just being a minority, for the most part, there's a frown about young African males seeking therapy. Could you just speak to the light of that?
So, kind of like what we talked about before, people want to, say, I'm going to take you to church and let the pastor pray over you, or, get my belt and I'm going to beat it out you, you know what I mean? But that definitely ain't the case. As parents, for sure, man, we got to learn to ask the right questions to our children. They're not always able to explain or express, exactly how they feel because, they're not mature enough to understand how to process those thoughts, And oftentimes as parents, we're not always, capable of being able to break down what's going on with them. So, it's always important, man, to seek mental health professional help because, again, you don't always have the right answers. You have a certain skill set. My boy E can do taxes, you know what I mean? But he ain't great at everything. Ed can do whatever he can do, and I can do whatever I can do, but I ain't always great at everything. So, let the people who, go to school for that, let the people who have trained for that, put them in a position to help, you know what I mean? And that way they can help you help your child. And so, again, as African Americans, as just, people in general, there's nothing wrong with getting that help that, you desire, that you need. Because, again, you don't always have the right answers. Like, yeah, you can lean on a friend, but your friends don't always have the right answers. Your mama don't always have the right answer. Your wife, your spouse, whomever, doesn't always have the right answers. So you may be leaning on them or looking to them to help you, but they don't know how. And so, again, I can't stress it, any better. Again, I call myself a mental health advocate because I truly believe in, advocating for other people's mental health along with my own. So, any way that I can help, man, and give advice or share, I will. So.
Hey, I think that's dope too, though, man.
Yeah, that's really dope.
like, you know, a lot of us, we vent to each other.
We
so,
do.
you know,
We
we
do.
vent to friends or family members or anything.
Almost somebody like somebody you trust.
Yeah. Basically somebody I trust, but that's really not the issue because you really not, just like you putting somebody in a space as to where they really kind of live through you. I mean, they got to kind of go through what you're doing. So, and they might be confused and don't know how to give you that info.
Yeah.
So,
And they can say
like,
the wrong thing.
Yeah, and they can say the wrong thing. So I think it is best to go to someone that you don't know and let them. I mean, you talk to them and let them help you figure out what's going on, man. And I think that's pretty dope, man. I know a couple of people that's done that and been talking to me about that. And that's I used to have my dad to go to, man. So like that used to be my dad, and you know, my dad passed 5 years ago, and that hurt me. So you know, I go to I go to a lot of my homeboys to talk about jump, but I do need to go to a professional. You know what I mean? Because I think it'll help me out a lot. I have problems sometimes when it comes to certain stuff, and I feel like, man, I just need my dad to talk to. I got my family, I got family, friend, and all that, but ain't nothing like my dad. But I do need that professional help. Man, so
Definitely. I think that's huge, Ed, that, you know what I'm saying, you can admit it.
Yeah.
And and you know, Drew, just with, you know, with him admitting it and him owning up to it, like, you know, I have issues, I have problems that I sometimes need to talk about. What are like some signs of people, like, you know, just some, you know, signs in general, or you may even know more detail, just some signs that, hey, that you know, so let one know that, hey, I need to seek therapy or seek a counselor.
Gotcha. So, man, signs can be, you know, are you yourself? You know, like, are you the person that you've been before? You know, because we all have our highs and lows, right?
Definitely.
But, you know, if you're feeling different, so oftentimes, man, I work with my clients on paying attention to their thoughts and their feelings. You know, so thoughts happen where? In the head.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And feelings happen where?
In the heart.
In the heart, the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if this is different and this is different,
that's a sign.
I mean, that's a
sign. Okay.
That's a sign.
Okay.
That dope.
Yeah. That's a
I
sign.
mean, and that's a lot. That's like on an everyday basis.
Hey.
Your heart and mind disagree.
Yeah, man.
That's a sign.
Hey, that's a must hear, man. Like, that's
definitely.
a must
Boy,
hear.
dropping gems.
Yeah.
Hey, JD, message.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Drew.
Yeah, but you know, just to finish that same point, you know, when your thoughts are challenged, right? So typically, man, if you can learn to change the thought, then you can change the narrative, right? So, you know, if I say, man, and you think about slavery, right? Automatically you feel what? Negative. You're like, yo, I want to hurt somebody, I want to get revenge. But so if you think about, you know, therapy and the mindset, you know what, man, our people fought for us. You know, they did so much for us. They sacrificed so much for us. You feel more positive. Like, you like, okay, you know, I can keep doing this. Or I need to do this for myself. So that's how powerful our mind is. You know what I mean? Because everything starts in the mind. It doesn't start in the body. People can say it starts in the body, but I think our eyes, you know, are connected to our mind.
Yeah.
So if it starts in the mind, then the mind tells the body how to feel. And the body, those two together, is going to create a response. You know what I mean? And so that's why you get so many different people who don't understand like what's going on because they didn't first target the mind. They didn't change the mind. They didn't change the thought because we all got challenges. You know, it's all about how you approach it, all about how you think about it.
Yeah.
So it all starts in the mind. Man.
Oh, so I mean that bring more meaning now when the old folks say charge it to my mind, not my heart.
Hey, yeah, we know.
Because you didn't process it in the mind first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, in order for your body to respond and you know, go from there.
But you want to feel happy.
Definitely.
Nobody wants to feel sad and angry all day, bro. You want to feel happy.
Can you just elaborate for people what is happiness? Just kind of. But you ain't got to be, you know, detailed, break it all the way down. But I think that if a lot of people understand just the true meaning of happiness, that it'll help, you know, get them past those depressive stages or whatever it may be.
Gotcha. So this is gonna be my own understanding of happiness, and I feel like, you know, like they say, joy comes from within, and so, you know, it's not something that's external. You know, it's not something going to Six Flags necessarily. It's not having sex with your wife, bro. It's, you know, it's something that creates a positive feeling inside of you. You know what I mean? So whether like my happiness, bro, I told folks at my fatherhood workshop last weekend that the greatest feeling that I get is opening that garage door and walking in the house and hearing daddy, daddy, daddy.
Ooh, boy, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
That's happiness for me because I'm out here fighting the world all day, but when I come home, I'm at peace because I'm daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm king here. You know what I mean? Like I'm the man here. So yeah, like happiness, bro. I feel like it comes from within. So many people look for it externally, but it's actually an internal thing. So again, joy cometh in the morning, right? You know what I mean? So just keep living, and you'll figure it out.
So how can the people reach you? How can they get in contact with you, and get some of your good services?
Good stuff, bro. So I'm on Instagram _be the bridge, and name of my business is the Yellow Bridge Therapy Center. My website is yellowbridgetherapy.com. The reason why I named it the Yellow Bridge because yellow is a calming color, and I feel like I am the bridge from your negative to your positive. And if I can help you and be that bridge to your mental health, I believe in calling people mentally healthy. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Because to be mentally healthy is you're in a positive space. You're doing the things that you choose to do that you love to do. So man, if I can help you, or if I can be that bridge to helping you get there, then that's all great. So again, mental health advocate is just, that's my goal. It's not my goal to be a therapist. It's not my goal to sit you down on my couch and talk to you about your life and stuff. It's how can I advocate for you? You know what I mean? Because again, the challenges that you're facing, it's not always a choice, but sometimes, man, we can think ourselves out of things. So, let me help you understand your mind a little bit better. My favorite approach is solution focused, and not problem focused. I believe in helping you figure out what do you hope to have. So, if I can just explain solution focused for y'all real quick. So, typically when somebody comes in, man, and the first time they sit down with me, the question I ask them is, what do you hope to get out of therapy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't start off by saying, well, tell me why you're here, because they're going to tell me all the problems. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Tell me big picture. What do you hope to get out of here? I want to be a better communicator. I want to be, happy with myself. I want to be more intimate with my wife, whatever it is. Okay. So once you tell me the big picture, I'm going to ask you the question. It's called the miracle question. You can use this with anybody. The miracle question is, if you were to go to sleep tonight, well, you will go to sleep tonight. When you go to sleep tonight and you wake up, tell me what would be different. You know what I mean? Tell me what would be different about your life if everything that you hope for happened. So if you want to be a better communicator, when you go to sleep tonight and you wake up in this world, how do you know that you're a better communicator? What's going to be different? Well, sure, I'll probably greet my kids in the morning. You know what I mean? I'll probably speak to my wife more. Like, when I go to work, I'll probably wave to everybody and speak. All right. So when you see that, what's different? How does that make your life better when you speak to people? Well, shoot, man, people talk to me back. Like now, so again, like it's a process, but man, like that's how you break them down, man. So yeah, if anybody out here is looking for any therapy, I am available. Just go to my website, DM me on Instagram, and I'll be that bridge for you.
What age do you start at?
I started so as a black man that's a therapist, I hate to reject my kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially as a counselor anyway. And I know a lot of therapists don't like to work with, kids under 13. I haven't got there yet. Okay. So I'm from 8 to 65. You know what I mean? Like I'm taking it. Yeah, I'm taking it.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
so you can catch them early.
Yeah, I want to catch them early, man. So, and typically, man, if you work with somebody that young, you're really working with the parent. Yeah, you know what I mean. So you can't do nothing without the parent. So,
2 for 1.
2 for 1. Yeah, because I mean, the parent eventually the goal is to fire your therapist. You don't want to be in therapy for the rest of your life. Yeah. So any way that I can, help you, help the parent, help the kid. And then now they come together and they can figure it out together. So whenever challenges comes up, they can figure it out. So again, my goal is to be fired. Sweet.
And I think I got one last question to you. Depression.
Yeah.
The not necessarily the different forms of it, but where do you think it come from? Does it come from not taking accountability?
No, it doesn't come from not being accountable, man. It comes from like loss of hope. And again, that's why I started most of my sessions off with, what do you hope to get out of this? Like if you define depression as hopelessness, worthlessness, but typically, man, like people got to get back to their old routine.
Yeah.
There were things that you used to do that that you enjoyed. And so typically people that are depressed, they no longer do those things. You know what I mean? So, and I use a different technique with depression because it starts in the mind. So CBT, or cognitive behavioral therapy, and that's just helping you to understand your thoughts and process them, be able to process them so you can have a better understanding of why you are feeling this way or why you are behaving this way. You know what I mean? It's not that simple as probably how I'm making it seem, because you still got to do the work. So
you still got to do the work, and there's probably a lot of details you got to figure out from them to kind of help them get over that.
I got to know the backstory.
Yeah.
Especially because, if it's some childhood trauma there, we got to break that down, because you taking that into your everyday life was something that happened 15 years ago. So, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, my boy said, you still everyday life, and that happened 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You ain't let it go yet, man. Yeah. But we want to big shout out, man, to Drew coming through for us, man, and just getting on here and talking about mental health, and like Marshawn Lynch say, taking care of your chickens. So that was huge. We want to thank you for the all the information you brought to us today, bro. And y'all know if he in the huddle, this thing is stamped and certified.
Yes, sir.
But before you go, bro, you gotta sign the board for us. You gotta give us your autograph out.
Okay.
Got that knowledge, boy.
Yeah.
Good old knowledge.
Yeah, that's on you. There it is. Hey, Andrew Gore, man. LPC, licensed professional counselor. Get you some help. Take care of your chickens, man. He's here. He gave you all his information. Rewind it back so you can write it down. Hey, man. Big dog salute.
You can hear they soul scream in the Huddle sports. That's the thing for the analysts. The realest in the game. All truth with no counterfeits. Super E, Zone 3, Ed in the goo. Yo, ready, set, break. Coming live to your plane. Let's go. In the Huddle.